Anxiety and sleep can be quite a codependent relationship. Let me know if you agree or have experienced racing thoughts and body tension that's keeping you awake throughout the night, tossing and turning, and just feels like an endless cycle, right? Somatic practices, which focus on the mind body connection, can offer a powerful approach to breaking this cycle and finally being able to sleep peacefully throughout the night so you feel rested and energized when you wake up. This is what I consider the first step to my Rise Above Anxiety method. And it's all about reconnecting to your body so that you can stop the spiral. This is how we interrupt anxiety as it's happening by stop living so much in our head and bringing it down back to the body. When you're feeling anxious, you're just thinking worst case scenario in the future, dwelling on the past. But in this present moment, this is where our body is, and this is what somatic practices can help you to reduce anxiety for overall better sleep. And if we see our body as a meter for your emotional state, when anxiety builds up, it's actually manifesting as physical tension in your body. Maybe you're clenching your jaw or you're having back pain because you're tensing without really realizing it. And all of that creates restlessness and the difficulty to fall asleep. You may even notice that nightmares show up, which, if you're dealing with a lot of reoccurring nightmares, I do have a free dream guide for anxious people where I talk about what those dreams mean, how to interpret them for yourself, and I go into my 3-step process to reduce anxiety at a subconscious level using your dreams. So you could download that. I'll leave it in the descriptions below. But somatic practices will help you reconnect with your body because that's exactly what it is, that mind-body connection. And that allows you to release the tension and cultivate really a sense of calm so that you can short circuit anxiety right in its tracks. So here are some practices that you can try tonight and throughout your day to really help prepare you. I've talked about before in a former video that you can check out on my page on the nighttime routines to help improve sleep if you're suffering from anxiety. These practices you can also do throughout the day just to not have it build up. It's going to be beneficial at any point in time. So the first one is progressive muscle relaxation. This technique involves tensing and releasing different muscle groups to promote relaxation. So what I suggest is laying on your bed, either right in the morning. You can do this even as you're at your desk, but essentially it's best if you do it in the morning and at night. When you're laying down, you start by your feet. You tense up your toes for a few seconds and then you relax it. Do that a few times and then move up the body, doing that to each body part until finally you can tense your whole body entirely, squeeze your face, your shoulders, everything, and then relax. And that's going to help you pinpoint the areas that you're feeling tense and know exactly how to relax that body part the more you do it. So it creates that awareness. The next step is doing different grounding exercises. So for example, you can start bringing attention to your senses. If you're feeling anxious or you're noticing that your mind is starting to race and go in a different, wanting to spiral, then notice the things that you see, the sounds you hear, things you touch, just the texture of things. If you focus your attention to those senses, what you taste, what you smell, it's going to help anchor you into the present moment. I like doing this a lot as I'm walking my puppies and really noticing the sound of their little footsteps, their shaking, what I hear around. Like, it's just a very grounding exercise, and it's called walking meditation. So it's a wonderful way to kind of habit stack. You're already doing the walking if you're walking your pets, or you can even consciously do this while driving, but noticing, like, actually saying out loud the street signs, or red light, you can say it out loud. At a stop light, you can notice the different cars, blue car, red car, whatever, and that's really going to help anchor you. The next one is deep breathing. Now, there's a whole bunch of breathing techniques for any yogis out there that have practiced or studied this, and they help. Either different techniques will help relax your nervous system, or give you more energy, like breath of fire. But here you want to focus on the ones that are going to be more relaxing and calming to reduce anxiety. You can do slow, deep breaths, imagining that your belly is a balloon. So you make sure that it inflates as you're breathing, and then hold and then exhale. You could do box breathing where you visualize a square. So as you inhale, you draw a line up, exhale, go across, inhale down, exhale across, kind of creating that pattern. There's different techniques, and start off with that. And just being more conscious with your breath, because when you're feeling anxious, you might feel like you're hyperventilating and like you just really can't catch your breath. So in those instances, if you're in that moment, I like to hold my breath for a few seconds, kind of like reset it, right? Factory reset, hold, and then exhale. Then inhale, belly rises, exhale, inhale again, and you can count in your head up to 4, 3, whatever you feel comfortable with. I have found that in my years of studying yoga and having meditation coaches and studying different practices, if I was ever told like count to 5, for example, and I'm trying to hold my breath, when you are a beginner at this, it created a bit more anxiety for me to be like, oh, I have to hold my breath, but I can't. So just start with where you're at and then try to increase it 1 second at a time. So there's no rules here, just feeling what feels right for you and then trying to challenge slightly in a way that's more comfortable for you to improve those techniques. And I'll share another one here that was one of my favorite. If you're really, really struggling and feeling really anxious, you want to block your right nostril and just take deep breaths, slow breaths from your left nostril, which is the calming side of your body. The next thing would be yoga and meditation. Now, these practices combine the physical movement and mindfulness to promote overall well-being. And if you're having a racing mind, just sitting down and meditating probably is not going to work. That's something that also made me anxious at the time. Trust me, I've tried it all. So the combinations that I share have really helped me go from feeling afraid of leaving my room and my home, self-isolating, to now being able to go on road trips and going out and enjoying my time without looking at the clock and looking for an exit strategy. So if you're doing this yoga meditation combination, yoga or any physical practice really is going to help kind of exhaust all the thoughts, right? If you're in your mind, but now you're doing a yoga flow, stretching, you're being more active, that's going to help prepare you to then sit at the end and meditate, either with a guided meditation or guided meditation might help, or doing the walking meditation, because it doesn't have to look like just sitting down with no thought. And definitely if a thought comes to mind, being aware of it without judgment or feeling like, oh, I failed, I have to start over, I'm not good at meditating, things like that, because naturally thoughts will arise. And anybody who tells you that you're going to have a clean slate and, no thought will come out, or else you're not doing it right, is not correct. Just observe it, maybe even see it as a cloud that's floating by, and then come back to your meditation. In fact, it's not failing at meditating if that comes up. It's actually more proof of your improvement and your progress. The more thoughts come up, that you can let them dissipate and float away and then regroup back into your meditation. But first, yoga or physical activity will help you be in that state to then calm your mind so that you can actually meditate. And then finally, the one I wanted to share today is a body scan meditation. So you can do this with the progressive relaxation, the tensing and relaxing, but just throughout your day, noticing how you're feeling, just taking a couple of seconds to stop, close your eyes, and just do a body scan without the tensing part. You can just do it as part of your routine, but without it, you would just scan from your toes, up your legs, up your torso, arms, and everything. Just kind of notice And then check in like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit hungry right now, or I'm thirsty. This shoulder kind of aches, just noticing and becoming aware of those body sensations. And then come out and give yourself the water if you're thirsty. Have a snack, kind of do a self massage or stretching. Placing your hand as well on whatever body part you feel the anxiety is. So in my case, I usually have a tummy ache or my heart is racing. So placing your hand there and creating that actual physical connection to the anxiety, to the part that feels anxious, and your body can help really short circuit that as well. So give those a try. When you improve your sleep quality through these somatic practices, you'll also likely experience clearer, more vivid dreams. And these dreams can offer such valuable insights into your subconscious mind, sharing exactly what the root cause of the anxiety is. Because usually it's not the surface level that we might think, like, oh, I'm just stressed about this or that. It usually goes a lot deeper. And then once you know what the root cause is, interpret your dream, then you can actually rewrite the story that's keeping you in an anxious loop. This is what I do in Rise Above Anxiety, and I will be sharing in the next video the 3-step process to reduce anxiety at a subconscious level. But in the meantime, you can also check out my free dream guide for anxious people, where I share the 3-step process and also examples of how you can apply it if you're having these common dreams. So I will see you in the next video.